You're listening to the Cyberwire Network, powered by N2K.
AI is transforming every industry, but it's also creating new risks that traditional frameworks can't keep up with. Assessments today are fragmented, overlapping, and often specific to industries, geographies, or regulations. That's why Black Kite created the BK-GA3 AI Assessment Framework to give cybersecurity and risk teams a unified, evolving standard for measuring AI risk across their own organizations and their vendors' AI use. It's global, research-driven, built to evolve with the threat landscape, and free to use. Because Black Kite is committed to strengthening the entire cybersecurity community. Learn more at blackkite.com.
Hi, I'm Jon DiMaggio, and I am the Chief Security Strategist at Analyst One. I was dead set. I was either going to be an actor or a lawyer. Very different paths. But that was what I had decided I wanted to do from a very young age. I changed over the years when I saw how much school it would take to be a lawyer. And, acting just never was something I ended up pursuing. But I thought for sure I was going to be one of those two things, a movie star or a great argumentative lawyer. I was so curious about computers and technology from a very young age. And I literally taught myself how to build computers and, learned every aspect of it that I could. And I just got a passion for technology. I have a bachelor's degree today, but I have never been a big fan of school. I have a learning disability, and it's always been a struggle for me. So I didn't go to college, but what I did do is, the bubble had just popped, the technology bubble. It was like 2001, 2002. And because a lot of companies are going out of business, and I was able to buy routers and switches and servers for, pennies on the dollar. And I set up this, I had this 1-bedroom apartment, and it looked like the Bat Cave when I was done with it. I had a rack with all these Cisco devices in it, and I would spend every day at lunch, every night, my weekends, all I would do is study, read, and practice hands-on on these things. And I did that for about 2 years. And I went and passed the CCNA exam, the Cisco Certified Network Associate. And then a few weeks later after that, I got in a Microsoft System Administrator certification. And you'd think that was where the story led to me getting a job, but it wasn't. It still took me another 2 years because there were so many experienced people out of work. And eventually I got hired at General Dynamics. I did that sort of networking and system administrator role for a number of years. Fast forward to 2007, I had a program manager who left, and he went to work for the U.S. Army's Information Command. And he was managing a group of signals intelligence analysts. And he was like, I know you've never done this, but, we're creating sort of a new role. We need analysts who can do intelligence reporting and have a technical background. And he's like, I already know you're good with talking to customers. I think we can teach you the writing, and I think that we can teach you the intelligence part. So would you be interested? And, I said, yeah, that sounds awesome. And so I went from, engineering and doing administrative work to literally learning how to chase bad guys. And I can't talk about some of the exact things that I did there, but what I can say is that once I had that job, that is where I really fell in love with what I do for a living now. I stayed with government, and I did that for many years. It wasn't until 2014 that I actually decided to get out. Now, the scary part, when you leave the government, you have all these really cool resources and tools on the government. What I found, though, once you took those away, it forced me to be a better analyst. I tried to leave the government twice. So the first time I left the government, I went to a private sector organization, and it was a coveted team of analysts. And getting this job, I was so excited. And what I found was when I got there, I wasn't as fast and efficient as some of my peers were. And, I really like doing things where I'm creating fake personas, enumerating the infrastructure and figuring things out on my own in different creative ways. So I was not enjoying the way that they had me doing my job. And what ended up happening was, unfortunately, it ended up leading to me being let go and given severance and being shown the door. And I eventually then ended up at Symantec, where, that really set my career on fire working with those guys. And really, in my mind, I proved everything that I needed to prove based on that situation. But, there's two paths when you have that happen. You can either let it defeat you, or you come back swinging. And that's the route that I took. And that's the route that anybody who believes in themselves when they face a situation like that, that's really what you have to do. I don't blame the company either. Like, there's certain jobs that just aren't right for certain people. And I'm very creative and I like to do things a certain way. And I need that freedom to do it. I love what I do. So, I really wanted to continue this path. So looking at feeling that my self-worth wasn't there and that I wasn't as good as this job as I thought that I was, I realized, I can't sit here in self-pity. I really believe in myself and in my capability. And it was like fuel to fire. Gas to fire. It just ignited something in me. And I wouldn't be where I am today if that hadn't happened. I came back twice as hard, researching, reading, learning new skills on top of my job, doing like blogs outside of work, because I just lived and breathed this. And I wanted to be the best analyst in the world. That's never going to happen where you're the best analyst in the world. But you know what? I'm a damn good one today. And I love that I can say that. And I love what I do. While that was the worst day in my career, it was also the best day in my career because it set the path to where I am today. Self-inspiration and motivation can go just as far as having a degree and no experience. Meaning, if you want something and you go after it, and you have the discipline to teach yourself and read and learn new tools and resources and ways to do things, you can do things, especially with the resources today like LinkedIn, where you can, create posts and you can submit to groups and you can network without having to already be in a career field, and just put yourself out there. Don't worry about if you get something wrong and you look like a fool. If you don't have money for college, if you can't go to college, if you don't have the experience or whatever, don't let that stop you. Go find ways to put yourself out there, get involved, go to the different groups, post stuff, write things, talk to people, communicate, go to conferences, meet people, and you'll end up getting there.
This episode is brought to you by Marqeta. When it comes to your payments provider, you can't afford to compromise. Marqeta's modern payment solutions flex with your business without the trade-offs. Stable and agile, secure and innovative, scalable and configurable. If they say you can't have it all, don't believe them. Your business demands more. Choose a payments provider that delivers more. Choose Marqeta. Visit marqeta.com/Spotify to learn more.